Welcome back, media. We're joined by head coach Dave Tippett. Start with Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Dave, can you hear me okay?
Sure can, yeah.
Okay, thanks. Just wanted to ask about Mikko Koskinen and what you've seen from him and how he's handling the workload. Obviously, the situation you guys are in isn't ideal, but what do you sense from him and how he's managing it and how he's playing through it?
He says he's feeling strong, physically, mentally. We're trying to make sure that he gets enough rest in between games, but so far so good. He's it's early in the year. You'd if you're in a stretch where you're playing 7 games in 11 days or something like that. We haven't been to that yet, but so far so good. Hopefully. Schmitty looks like he's a little ways off yet, so we'll see. Hopefully he holds up as well as he has.
With Matthews and the way he can shoot the puck, Marner's piling in some goals here. What's the best way for your defensemen to be defending against these shooters specifically?
Well, there's two ways to defend. You can have the puck and make them chase it and keep the puck, or else if you got to defend, you got to be hard. Under sticks, you got to take time and space away. So two sides of it. Make them defend. Make them. You can defend well when you have the puck. That means they can't score, and when you don't have it, you got to defend hard.
Bob Stauffer, 630 Chad.
Hey Dave, you're playing the Leafs. They can skate. You made some changes in your bottom six. Just a thought on what you're hoping to see out of Nygaard and Shore, who look like they're in based on morning skate today.
You know what? We're looking for some stability down there, and we're looking for people to come in and take those jobs and just secure them. And that mix hasn't presented itself yet. It's we need to find some chemistry of a group there. Nygaard brings us speed. Shore was real good for a couple games and had a couple tough games, so we gave him a break for a day or two, but we're looking for people to take that role and really run with it, and we're still trying to find that chemistry with it. So hopefully those guys come in and can give us a good game tonight. Nygaard has played a couple games. His tenacity and speed is a factor. So we're just looking for some stability if we can ever find it there.
Thanks.
Reed Wilkins, 630 Chad.
Hi, Dave. Dave, 4 times this year, you guys have been scored on twice in less than 2 minutes. What would you like to see, perhaps, that you're not getting in terms of responses to goals against to prevent those going in bunches in the future?
I don't think players think about we just got scored on, we're scared to score on again. I think we just made some mistakes that have piled on a little bit, and there's different situations. If you could say, okay, this was the problem, then you'd fix it. But we've just made some mistakes that have hurt us, and some of it has come within a short amount of time. Now, that being said, there's mistakes that happen all the time in the game. You got to have the ability to clean some of those up, or your goaltender's got to clean them up.
And speaking of goaltenders, just quickly, is there an update on the status or potential availability of Grosnick? Thank you.
He's only been on the ice 1 day, so he'll get a full practice with us tomorrow. Or he skated today and yesterday, so he'll get a full practice with us tomorrow, and then we'll reevaluate where he's at after tomorrow. But he'd be gone a little over 2 weeks without being on the ice.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
You stay on that goaltender train. You've got a backup coming, back-to-back coming. Does that mean that you might play another goaltender? And you're talking about 7 games in 11 days. It does seem like 7 and 9 days. You're playing so often, but would you consider playing somebody else when you have a back-to-back?
We'll see how everything goes here. It just depending on how Mikko's feeling, how he's playing, where we're at. It's we're just going to take it game by game here.
You mentioned about your fourth line. You'd like to get some stability there. You just keep moving people around. What did you not see from Carroll last game?
We just need a line that can sustain, I don't know, just you're just looking for a stability factor. And JJ's penalty killing is all right. Just the speed and tenacity in the game is something that can be a factor on that line.
Jason Gregor, TSN 1260.
Dave, looking in your defensive zone, just as an overall team, some numbers from Sport Logic says you guys are struggling at giving up chances off the cycle and then in the slot. Does that match with what you chart? And if so, how do you start limiting those?
It's a byproduct of not breaking out of our zone very well, turning pucks over below our goal line. When you're in battles below the goal line and you lose those battles or make a mistake with a puck back there, it ends up in front of your net most of the time, and that's where our area of trouble is. And we've talked about it and pounded on it in video, but that's an area we have to improve. We can't be giving up pucks right between the hash marks and the goal creases. Nobody should ever be in there uncontested, but we found a way to have guys uncontested in there, and that's got to improve if we're going to improve the goals against.
And then at the other end of the ice, two areas that you really excel at, according to their stats, are creating shots from the slot and then getting inner slot shots even closer, actually the highest percentage in the league. So do you just need to guys bear down in there and finish more? Are you happy with the amount of chances you're getting?
Yeah, we've been both at 5-on-5 and on our power play where, if you go by those kind of stats you're talking about, expected goals for, we're both we're underachieving in actual goals to expected goals. So you'd like to bear down in those places, but I think it's a good thing we're getting those chances. So if we can get those chances and capitalize on them and take away some of the ones on the other end, you'd think that would be a good equation for success. So that's what we'll strive for.
Kevin McGran, Toronto Star.
Coach, the whole idea of a taxi squad is new to the NHL this year. I guess it's a one-year thing for COVID, but how are you using it? How do you think a taxi squad should be used, and how do you keep those players that are on it for long periods, how do you keep them fresh?
Well, there's two sides to it. There's advantages and disadvantages. It gives you more players at your disposal, and that was, the risk of, too many injuries. And in our case, you can't get players from Bakersfield up here, so there's that part of it. The other part of it is, and I mentioned it the other day, where you got normally during the season you got a 23-man roster. You got a couple guys that are sour, they're not playing. Now you got 8 or 9 guys sour, they're not playing. So that's the other equation of it. I think the assistant coaches, they do a great job of keeping guys in shape and trying to monitor their how much they need every day, and it's no fun not playing. I mean, I've been in that situation before a long time ago as a player. You're a scratch. Everybody wants to play. So, and it's been interesting this year because of no exhibition games. There's no trial periods for anybody to come in and grab a job. So you're every game is so important, but you're looking for that tweak that can hopefully give you the chemistry you want on certain situations. So it's interesting. It would have been nice to have some exhibition games to see if you can get your lineup solidified a little bit, and that comes with player performance. But when you're looking for solutions to problems within your game, it's sometimes as a coach it's nice to have different options to look at.
Thanks a lot.
Last two questions. Rob Chichkowski, Post Media.
Hi, Dave. Just going back to the chemistry you're trying to find on the fourth line, what sort of characteristics are you looking for in a player to make it work in that spot?
You need a consistency and a player that's recognizes situations in the game, times in games when you have to be really solid. You got penalty killers down there, but you're looking for I guess the old adage you say an energy line, but energy and stability is what I'm looking for.
Those things seem like most players should have those. You're not asking guys to score 25 goals. Why has it been difficult to get the guys in that spot that work?
There hasn't been enough energy.
Last question, Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Couple of things, Dave. your third line is not giving you enough either. I mean, I guess when you're losing games, you're 3-5, you've lost the spots. What are you not seeing from your third line with Turris and Cassian and Neil?
They've only played together a couple of games now. We'll see them again. Cassian had 3 or 4 good chances last game, so if a couple of those go in or one of those go in, you're looking at, you're feeling like you're getting some production on him. Neil's played 3 games coming off a long break. We'll keep pushing him a little bit, but he's got to have more of an impact on the game. Turris is a new guy in here. He's, we're looking for him to have an impact on both sides of the puck, defensively and offensively, and he's still getting up to speed here. We could use a little more out of the line for sure.
And Chase on, this will be the 4th straight game he sat out.
Yeah.
He struggled. Normally he at least gets some power play time, but you've got Neil back and you've got Jesse on a power play now. So
yeah, I wouldn't say he struggled. He just, we're just, you're looking for a certain mix of players, and Neil came back in. We want to get him up and going. Jesse's come in and actually played very well. So, that's and we've got, on both wings, we've got depth at both wings. So it's I wouldn't say that he played himself out of the lineup, but he didn't, it's not a situation where he put himself in a position where you just can't take him out either.